one.
Okay, so Rachel is minding her own business, as she wants all the other vampires to do. And she's hanging out on the casino boat, taking advantage of the speaker system, which she has recently gotten access to. And she is absolutely tormenting Isaac with it at every opportunity, playing all the songs she thinks would sound great, bass boosted. At the moment, I want to say she's listening to Kung Fu Fighting.
Nice.
That's when she gets a text from Mason.
Okay.
Go right on ahead, Mason. What do you say in your text?
It's basically it reads along the lines of, "Hi, I'd like to. Would you mind having a chat to catch up? I feel like we need to have a talk. I can swing by the casino if you want."
She responds with, "Sure."
Awesome. In that case, Mason will swing by. He'll arrive at the casino and be waved through. At this point, Isaac's made it, so that Mason can come and go as he pleases, and he'll go to find Rachel. Where would you be?
I reckon she's sitting at Isaac's desk with her feet up on the table.
And Isaac's not in, so you're just in.
Doing what he wants.
Wow, that's even more of a power move than Isaac pulls. Excellent. In that case, Mason will he'll knock at the door, and then just kind of sheepishly open. He'll sheepishly open the door, and I don't. Seeing Mason walk in, it's odd, despite all the tense stuff that's happened, like Elysium, the various Elysiums and that kind of thing. This is probably the most nervous you've seen Mason. And so he kind of sheepishly walks in, closes the door. Don't want to say the wrong thing. Good evening, Rachel. Can I take a seat?
Yes.
Thanks. So he'll sit down, and you're there with like your feet up on the desk, right? Awesome. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Just hanging out. Alex kind of let me have free run of the place, so I'm pretty happy. I've talked to Genevieve, which is what he wanted me to do. So now he's going to give me a job, which means my mum gets the meds she needs. Oh. So that's about the best I can do as a fucking vampire, right?
You talked to Genevieve?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
She's a lovely lady. She's French.
Oh, I've not met her. I've not had the pleasure yet.
I don't know. She's got a cool accent. She reads a lot of fancy books by the looks of it. Other than that, it was fine. I'm just going to let Isaac know when his meeting is.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm glad to hear it went off without any complications. Good. I was
Most people are more reasonable than you think they are, I guess.
Maybe, yeah. I was here the other day with Bob. We were just on business for this blood hunt.
Oh no, well, I don't know about the blood hunt, but I do know that you were here with Bob.
Yes, we were.
I had a conversation with Isaac pretty much straight beforehand, and I was like, oh shit, should I be there or not? Because obviously I hadn't been invited. Thanks, guys. And I thought, oh shit, maybe they're talking. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's paranoia rather, or maybe it's just regular vampire caution, because I thought immediately of, there's a meeting that I've not been invited to, and something that I don't need to know about. Maybe it means it must be about me. So I was like, hey, Isaac, can you tell me if they have any shit to say about me? And he's like, yeah, sure, but it wasn't at all. You just didn't invite me.
It was absolutely nothing personal. It was just because it was to do with the blood hunt, and it's not that I didn't think that you. We needed to. Bob wanted to meet with Isaac specifically, and I was setting up the meeting between the two, and I didn't think it was more business than for anything else. It was just there's things going on at the docks that we need Isaac to keep an eye out for.
Right.
And we needed permission to investigate on his domain.
Fair enough.
It was nothing. It was nothing to do with you. I don't believe it or not. Me and Bob don't talk about you behind your back.
Thanks. That's really comforting. Yeah. People either want me to do as they're told and be a pawn in whatever game that they're fucking playing, or the little child neonate who doesn't need to be told, can just be kept out of the situation. But that's fine, I guess. I suppose the more independent I am, the more people will respect me.
I never meant to treat you like that.
It's okay.
I don't see you as the child neonate. You've been in this past couple months. You've been through enough. You've been through enough, and you may not know everything about Kindred Society, but you're certainly not a child.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
If you want to know the truth, if you want to know exactly what we're meeting for, we're trying to stop the hunters' supply chain of weapons. They're getting weapons from the Russian mob, and the Russian mob are getting their weapons in through the docks. They're importing their weapons through the docks. So we're trying to find those shipments and the supplies and stop them.
Surely I can help with that, though, right? I mean, I didn't come forward, so
no.
Fair enough for not asking me.
I wouldn't. I didn't. You didn't seem like you were too happy with the.
I'm not too
notion
enthusiastic
of
about war. No.
No.
Well, I don't. I'm not hugely enthusiastic about fighting and killing people.
No.
But hindering the acquisition of weaponry is something I wouldn't be against. Isaac's going to give me a job, right? So, to do with Intel computers.
Yes.
A lot of this is going to be digital. Surely I can track and intercept stuff as it comes in and tell you guys when and where things appear.
That would be beyond helpful.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure how right now.
No, of course.
But if it in any way overlaps with what I've been able to do in the past, I'll talk to Isaac about that. Yeah.
If any help you can offer in this would be so much appreciated. The sooner we can deal with this horrible blood hunt, the better for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that it's it was not that I didn't think you weren't capable of helping. It's I didn't know if you'd want to, given the whole horrible vampire war on people thing.
That's fair. I can't really blame you for that. Aside from the fact that I do like to be kept in the loop no matter what's going on.
I will remember that going forward.
There's some stuff that I don't need to know, and that's fair enough because I will just not ask. But it's nice to have the option.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry for keeping you out of it, and I'll keep that in mind going forward. But there was.
That's very businesslike, Mason.
Pardon?
It's very businesslike as a response, Mason.
Yeah, it's I'm just trying to build up to what I actually want to talk about, and that's I owe you an apology, quite a big one,
For
how I acted before and during and since Elysium. I acted very cold and bitter and paranoid and maybe melodramatic, maybe. And I took that out on, and I was, I guess, stressed and worried, and I took that out on you and Isaac, and that was wrong. And I'm sorry.
I don't care.
No,
okay.
but I do. I do. I care.
Well, that's fine. I appreciate the apology. It is kind.
It just, especially how I left things at the end of Elysium, I was very, very harsh in how I was talking to you, and it wasn't right. And I'm not going to justify my actions there. But I guess you do deserve an explanation. This isn't, as I said, I have to emphasize, this is not me justifying myself at all. But I guess since this coterie has started, was formed with the three of us, I don't know, I felt like I guess I've kind of felt like the odd person out. And when we had that conversation before Elysium, three of us, it felt like, not necessarily from you, but at the very least from Isaac, it felt like I was being ignored and disregarded, and it felt like I was just just another body to make things a little safer for Isaac or something like that. And I don't know. And I don't blame, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I don't blame that kind of response on either of you. But it was still a feeling that I couldn't shake, and I let it get to me, and I shouldn't have. And it was uncalled for, my reaction. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So, and I felt like I was pushing you away, with everything that's gone with Bob and with how I was acting, and that's the last thing I wanted to do.
Well, I'm sorry that you felt that way. That was unfair.
It's not your fault. I was probably just reading too much into it, overthinking.
I think there's a little bit of both. But it's whatever. Isn't it really? I mean, you being a little bit cold as the result of feeling a certain way. Doesn't everybody get like that sometimes?
I know.
It's nothing. It's water under the bridge.
Okay. Good. Thank you. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, though it seems like that's all I do with a lot of things.
No, it's not all you do. You're trying desperately to be a good person when you are literally, well, an undead bloodsucker. That's gonna prove to be a bit problematic for most people. God knows I'm fucking struggling with it.
Yeah, I have.
You're not going to be perfect all the time, and neither am I, and neither is Isaac. Mind you, Isaac is, an oddball. But, I've had a quite a good enough conversation with him recently. That conversation I was on about before you guys arrived.
Is he starting to open up a bit?
Just a little bit.
You've got to start somewhere.
Exactly. And generally, if you're honest with people, if you make yourself vulnerable to somebody emotionally, they usually return the favor. And some people it takes longer than others. And some people reveal less than others. But there's still enough humanity in practically all of the kindreds I've met that they still do it. Even if it's a little bit. I don't know. I've not met somebody so far gone yet. Even fucking Bob. You talk to him and there's still something there.
Yeah. I was surprised that they told you about your path. I didn't know that.
It's one of the first things I ask upon meeting somebody new. Partly as a sort of litmus test.
I don't recall. I don't think you ever asked me.
No, me neither. I know that you said it was posthumous.
Yes. Yeah, it was.
It's come up. The whole story.
No, the whole story. There's not a lot to it. I mean, if you want to hear it, I don't mind telling you.
Go ahead.
I was after my dad was killed, I left the military and became a PI to find his killer. And I was following a particular lead. It seemed quite promising. I was tracking this person in the middle of the night, and it led me to some warehouse. And there was a group of them. I was caught, and I was stabbed to death. And that guy that I was following, he turned out to, well, he's my sire. I guess what he said to me was he was impressed that a regular person was able to track him and follow him so discreetly.
The meerkat.
Yeah. And he brought me back pretty much immediately, pretty much a few hours after he killed me, and then tried to convert me to the sanctum. Tried to bring me into the sanctum. It wasn't the most encouraging sales pitch. So I rejected and backed away from backed out of Kindred communication while I tried to figure out what I was doing here. Still, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to come back. And I didn't, if I had the choice, I wouldn't have. But it took time to figure out why I'm still here and what I should do with this. And then
what was it like being dead?
That's the first time I've been asked that question. It was nothing. It was cold and dark, and there was nothing.
Is that better?
Pardon?
Is that better than this?
Not at the moment. I know that's not the most upbeat response, but it's the honest one for me. I spent years wrestling with whether I should still be here, and deciding, trying to figure out if I am, what am I going to do with this? How can I look after my family? Do I have a purpose? If I don't, why shouldn't I just walk out into the sunlight? And for the first time in a long time, I feel like that conflict of should I go, so to speak, or should I stay? It's not quite as evenly matched in my head at the moment. And it's weird, but anyway, that was a little more than just what happened to me, but that's what happened.
It's funny. It's funny you talk about that conflict in your head. Because I feel like a lot more people feel it when they're alive. It's just different.
Yeah, different.
I've thought about it a lot in the past, whether being dead would be better. And sometimes the only thing between me and that conclusion was the fact that I had to keep being there for people who needed me. Not that there were many. You know about my mum's illness.
Yeah.
You know that before I was turned, I hadn't had a test. And I didn't know. I didn't know if one day I was going to get the jitters and then it was never going to stop. That's gone now. I don't know what to do with that. I always ran on the assumption that one day I was going to turn around and think, oh shit, that's me done now. I just kind of thought that I had an expiry date. Well, a shorter one maybe than I would have had otherwise. So I didn't consider that I was here for anything else than to just make sure that my parents were okay.
Yeah.
And now I've got to, because I'm going to be here fucking forever.
Yeah.
So I suppose what I'm trying to say is I get it. I get that trying to find meaning is not a straightforward endeavor.
I've gone through a number of different areas in my life, from being a PI to being in the military, different mindsets, different perspectives. Even when I was at university.
What did you study?
Where?
And what?
Oh, I studied here in Crucible and English.
Yeah, I can see that.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
What I can't see is you in the military.
It was definitely an odd decision for, at least my family thought, and I did too. But
well, maybe that's why you made it, right? Nobody expected it.
Yeah.
You didn't expect it.
I always wanted to live up to how my dad was helping people. He was a lawyer. He was a good one. But I wanted to help in my own way. And I don't know, it seemed like it was something that some of my friends they talked about, and I didn't join because they didn't join, but they were talking about it as an option. And I didn't know what else to do at that point in my life. And I was like, why not do this? I'd be serving and protecting.
And you get told what to do.
Yeah,
I know a few people who are into that.
I won't ask how.
Oh.
But it makes you respect. It makes you respect people. You have to respect each other, and you have a lot of discipline. You learn a lot of discipline, because if you don't, there's hell to pay. But I'd like to think that it gave me some useful skills, and being, I guess, the kind of patience and perspective that being trained as I was trained as a sniper, it's useful being able to see those tells, but that's a more functional thing. That's a more functional matter, and
God,
at the core of it, being able to learning to respect people and trust people like that, and being able to depend on people. I miss it on that kind of level, because I don't know about your experiences with Kindred Society, but there are very, very few people that I feel like I can trust or depend on.
you should stay here.
I'm sorry?
Said you should stay here. It would be unconventional. It would be weird, but it would be some semblance of a household, wouldn't it? 3 of us. You know, I'm not trying to play happy kindred families, but that's what people need, right?
Yeah.
And we're still people. We're just not the live ones.
We just don't have heartbeats. That's the main difference. To be honest, that.
Apparently.
Pardon?
We still get stressed, apparently.
I never would have guessed that. I'll consider it. I think right now, I don't think I'll be staying at any in one place too long to make use of a home, so to speak. But once this is all over,
this place has got the fucking best security around. Isn't this the safest place to be? Think about it.
yeah, I will think about it. Definitely, I'll talk to Isaac and see what he has to say about it.
I'll talk to him.
I can't imagine he would outright say no, but I can imagine his kind of apprehensive.
What, like facial twitching?
Yes, exactly that.
I wouldn't have said facial expression.
He I mean, let's be honest. He only offered for you to stay here because you could help him. What can I do for him?
As if you could help him.
As if what could, how could I help Isaac?
You're a PI, and he wants to know shit. And if he really pushes you, you could say, well, my friend Rachel is here, and in order for her to perform her job properly, she needs her friend Mason here. And then he can't say shit.
I was just pulling your leg, but you are right.
Anyway.
I will definitely consider it. I'll talk to Isaac for sure.
I'm sure he would benefit as well. I mean, I don't know how much you know about him and his past, etc. But he's had a fucking hard time, and
yeah, he has.
As much as we take the piss,
I
think he maybe deserves to have that as well.
I'm well aware of what happened to his family. As much as I hate to admit it, while I didn't have a role in it actually happening, I was hired to cover some of it up. So.
Does he know that?
Yes. I told him before we formed this coterie.
No, he
Right,
didn't.
the conversation before we formed it, I thought if this was an option, he should know that. He should know that I didn't have any part in the actual like the actual deaths of his family or anything to do with that. I was brought in a month or so after to secure or to find remaining Giovanni assets and that kind of thing. But he asked me if I had any role in their actual deaths, to which I did. Said no, because I didn't. And then he was content with that. Not proud of it. But I didn't.
All three of us have got stuff that we need to work through. Some of it worse than others.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's not vampire happy families or vampire therapy.
No.
But, you know, if something positive might come of it, then I just want some company. But anyway,
I'll come stay.
we'll talk to Isaac. Anyway, piss off. You've probably got stuff to do.
Even if he says no, it's not like he can stop me from visiting.
Right.
I need to stop using people as therapists.
You don't.
I went to go talk. I went to go see my sister the other week for the first time in months, and I spent most of the night talking about my problems, which she was like, "You need to do this, but it still didn't feel. It wasn't fair on her, and I need to stop that. I just need to maybe. They're like, okay. I just need to have a little bit of composure, I think, which is something I'm getting there with.
You know what, Mason? I think maybe you wouldn't need to stop and unload. At least not so often. If you just generally learned that it's fine to express your feelings day to day. Like, just say what you're thinking when you think it, and don't get scared of what other people are going to say. Because then it doesn't lodge in your head all the time and eat at you.
Maybe.
Anyway, like I say, go and do stuff. I've got fucking scarves to crochet and all that.
And the stereo systems to play with.
Oh yeah, that goes without saying.
Has Isaac shown any preference towards music so far?
Kinda. I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
Okay. Well, that's. I'm sure if anyone will be able to wear him down, it'd be you.
I'll take it as a compliment.
Oh yeah. I'm glad we had this chat. Thank you. I felt like there was a big elephant in the room, and I needed to say something before it got any worse.
I'll see you around.
Yeah, definitely. I'll keep you updated on stuff to do with the war and the clan stuff. God, the clan stuff. Fucking hell. It doesn't stop, does it?
No.
I talked to Bart at the very least.
And
It gave me an entirely new perspective on him.
huh.
I've never heard him sound so human. And or so confident. He's going to try and get more territory for the Mecha and try and unite all of us. But to do that, he needs to talk to more Mecha. And so do I. No rest for the fucking wicked, is an end of the truth.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, it's a whole other side of Bart that I've never seen before, and it was a pleasant surprise. There aren't many of those things.
To be involved with that in any capacity, he needs to come and talk to me.
Yes. Well, he did. Obviously, I'm not here to talk to you about Bart or to try and sway you or whatever. But he did say that, one, you're welcome back to the university, and he does want to, and two, he does want to mend things with you and try and make up for what he's done.
Oh, how fucking generous. Well, he can come here himself, and you don't have to tell him that because I'm not sending you as a go-between.
No, I won't. But he didn't think it was appropriate, given everything that's happened, for him to go and talk to you. But
Whatever. If I have to spook him out with Isaac in the room, then I will.
I will. Yeah. Whatever differences I've had with him, he's one of the more human of us, at least from what I've seen, which I wasn't expecting. But that's business for another time, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, I didn't mean to. I'm not. I've got a lot of work to do, and I'm sure you do too.
I've got a lot of nothing to do.
Oh, okay.
I'll see you around.
I'll see you around. Look after yourself. If you need anything, if you need a friend to talk to, just to hang out, you have my number.
Thank you.
Also, you look a lot cooler behind that desk than Isaac does.
Thanks.
You can tell him I said that.
I will.
All right.
Bye.
Look after yourself. And then Mason gets up and leaves.